Okay, here's a quick look at the market for Tuesday, July the 27th, 2010, and always starting here with the market profile. This is today's, this is yesterday's, this is what occurred overnight. So we had mentioned yesterday that after the 13, which we basically hit yesterday when it got up to around 12, the next target was about 18. And you can see that overnight it hit 1875, and then during the regular trading hours hit 1775. Resistance coming in there nicely, stopping the market from moving higher. We had also said that around 450 or so would act as support, but you can see here the market did not get that low in the overnight session and just barely took that out in the regular trading hours. So the up auction remains, and we're looking now support a little bit higher in around 1107 as our support, and we do expect to see that market test more than likely today's high pretty darn soon. There are durable goods orders out tomorrow, and that is something that we should keep in mind, as well as later in the week. Of course, there's a lot more numbers with the jobless claims on Thursday, and some big numbers on Friday. So something for us to take into consideration. But those are the numbers that we're looking at as far as going into trade tomorrow. Here's the profiles, just the regular trading hours. So this was one of those challenging days in the sense that we had a really good handle on the up auction, but it did move substantially overnight. And start trading much higher. So you can have a day that's controlled within the daytime frame by sellers, but on a day-to-day basis being controlled by buyers. And so it makes it somewhat difficult to get in on the preferred long side and have a good day trade out of it. Because sometimes, obviously, when you have that gap within the context of an inter-day up auction, it makes it pretty tricky to try and get much out of the market. So as a result, we can see here that we actually had a long indication, then right after that a short indication, and this is right after the news is released. So it makes obviously very precarious for trading based on that. So just standing aside on, as a matter of fact, this trade that was triggered right here, the short one, the entry was right here. We just missed it by a tick. But by that time the market had kind of settled down, whereas this first trade here was really it's almost a gamble kind of thing when you're getting in on the market just a minute or two after news is released. So as it turned out, nothing there. So our first trade, so that really wasn't a trade. So actually our first trade was right here based on this indication. We did get short here. It did come down, hit our first objective, and then turn around and stop us out. So we ended up by being break even on the first trade of the day. Our second trade was, as you can see, triggered down here. This is number 2. We tried to get filled here. It hit our price. We did not get filled. And as you can see, that market had a nice little drop after that. The entry on that was at 9, and that market dropped down to 6. So taking it a little bit later is obviously not preferred, but you can get in a little bit later. Turned out to be a break-even trade as a result. The only other 2 trades that we had that were actually set up were these 2 long trades that were pretty close together. The entry on the second one was here and the first one was here, and it didn't really do much, so we ended up by getting out of that at break even in this area here. This trade actually wasn't taken because we were already long in this trade, which in essence was the third trade of the day. So our area down here, as you can see, this area is an area that we like to think of the market. Once it forms, if the market can get into it, as long as the low holds, then it's likely going to want to push that market up. So you can see that the test that the market had right in here and once more right in here, both times they had nice bounces off of there. So this is obviously an area of good support, at least fairly good support, and so we'll want to monitor that overnight, which is in around the 9 area, possibly even down to 7. And obviously on the top side, the most immediate reference area is that 13 that we'd mentioned before. So those are the numbers the immediate numbers that we're looking at. We still have an upward bias. We'd like to see the market get up there and test today's high. and with the kind of news that's going to be released soon, later in this week, I think we've got a good chance of doing that. We would like to see, obviously, 450 and 7 hold. It'd be better if it could hold and then give that test rather than later. So that's a look at the market for Tuesday. Please contact us at info@eminidaytrader if you have any questions. Always enjoy hearing them. So that'll be it for today. Thanks for watching the video, and we'll see you again tomorrow.